think it's about 6 o'clock. We can get started. Namaste and welcome. Tonight we're going to go through a series to help us dance through life. So we're going to be going through a progression to build up and warm up our tissues and joints for practicing dancer pose. And dancer pose is quite a unique and advanced posture, I would say, because it uses so many joints and so many different movements, and you're balancing on one leg, you're in extension, you've got your leg extended back, spine, balancing, it's shoulders as well, so there's a lot going on, but it's super fun to practice. And it's about the journey, not always arriving or getting to the destination. So make sure you got your belt handy. We're going to use that right from early on in our practice. So make yourself comfortable, and we'll drop into a little bit of somatic kind of awareness to help us get grounded in our body and focused in our mind. If you'd like, you can soften or close your eyes, just resting your hands in your lap. And just taking a couple of breaths here, just to settle and let things go. Letting go of the day, letting go of any trains of thought attached to the day or tasks that are still outstanding for the day. And bringing your awareness into focus of your breath. Softening into your body. Just tuning into the natural ebb and flow of your breath and the gentle expansion and contraction of your body. And for tonight's pranayama practice, you can continue breathing with just a regular inhale and exhale, keeping it nice and easy and flowing, or option to practice alternate nostril breathing with me. So with alternate nostril breathing, we'll use our right hand and bring our thumb to rest on top of one nostril without pressing into it yet, and our pinky finger on the other nostril. And so we're going to switch back and forth, closing off one nostril and then closing off the other. So we'll close off one nostril, inhale, close off the opposite nostril, and exhale out the opposite. So I'll try and guide you through it, but feel free to go in your own rhythm. So let's take our thumb to the right nostril and just gently closing it off. Inhale through the left nostril. And close off the left nostril with the pinky, open the right, exhale. Inhale through the right. Close off the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close off the left, open the right, exhale. Inhale through the right. Close off the right, open the left, exhale. And just continuing on in your own time, inhaling through the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Now releasing your hand, coming back to your regular breathing pattern. Breathing through your nose, inhaling and exhaling. And now moving into Garanga breathing, taking one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart center. Inhaling the mantra Gauranga into your mind. And say the sound. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Continue on. Gauranga. Gauranga. Last time. Gauranga. Lower your hands, allowing the mantra to resonate through your mind and heart. Bring your palms together and rubbing them together until you feel some heat in your palms. And then opening your palms over your face, bringing that heat to your face. And slowly peeling your palms away from your face, opening your eyes. And let's start in a seated cross-legged position. And we'll do a little twist from left to right, twisting to the left and twisting to the right. Nothing too formal, just greasing the wheel, so to speak, in our vertebra. One with the other side. And come back to center. We'll take it one side and then the other. And one more time each way. Good. And come back to center. All right, we'll take our belt and fold it in half and have one hand on each end of the belt. So we're going to go into some shoulder movements now, starting by taking the arms up and over your head, starting nice and small and lowering down. So we'll inhale as we lift up and expand through the chest. Exhale to lower down, taking the belt forward. And just moving and sinking in with your breath. And as you start to feel like you're warming up through the shoulders, you can feel free to take the belt back a little further. And try to keep your lower ribs drawing in as you reach back with your arms so that you're really taking the movement into your shoulders and less into your thoracic spine or your middle back. Let's do one more. You might want to do a little breath retention, linger in the stretch for a moment. And exhale, slow and controlled. Nice. Staying there with your hold on the belt, taking your arms up above your head, and we'll take it over from one side to the other. So starting by just taking simply from one side to the other, and you'll feel your arm lining up with your ear. And then if you want to take it into a little bit of a different dimension, you can take the arms back slightly and a little left and right, kind of flossing in and around the shoulder joint. Just being really mindful, because we've got a lot of mobility through our shoulders. All right, come back to center, and we're going to do a nice sweeping movement, rotating round, coming back up to center, taking your arms back, so you're kind of combining all of those movements and then going back in the opposite direction and taking it back. I'm going to go side on so you can see the full up and around, taking it back and up, around and back. And when you're ready, coming forward again and moving your belt to the side, just keeping it by your mat because we'll use it a little later on. Now taking your legs out in front, feet to the floor, and taking your arms back. Moving into our hips now, taking your knees from side to side. Starting small and gradually building up. Taking your knees all the way over to the floor, pressing them down. And inhaling up and over to the other side, pressing the knees down. Good. And come back to center. So depending on where you placed your feet, because I didn't give you much exact instruction there, either bringing your feet closer together or out wide. So just changing up the position, which is going to change where the stretch hits in your hip socket. So if you're going out wide, taking the knees side to side and just feeling where you feel the stretch, and then challenging yourself to press down into your knees. Good. One more time each side. Excellent. And come back to center. With your legs out, we're going to go into half hero, being mindful of your experience of hero pose. So hero pose, we usually have the feet just outside the hip and we're sitting in the heel, but we're going to do one leg at a time. So if you feel like you need a little bit of lift through the hips, take a block or a bolster underneath your hips, extend your right leg out and bring your left foot in so it's nice and snug next to your hip. Lift and lengthen and carefully fold forward, walking your hands forward. Good. One more breath here, and then we'll switch sides. Come back to an upright position, extend your left leg out, and bring your right foot out to the side of your hip. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flexing your left toes back toward you as you fold forward over your left leg. Being really mindful that there's no pain through the knee. So if you are feeling a bit of pain in the knee, that is a good signal to place something underneath your hips, and that'll just decrease that strain on your knee. One more breath here. Good. And come up. Give your legs a little shake. And we're going to go into half lotus and lotus. So the modified version would be to start here in a seated position. If you're already feeling like this is enough of a stretch for me, just spending some time in easy sitting pose or sukhasana. And we'll go 5 breaths on one side and then switch legs 5 breaths on the other side. And you can deepen the stretch by bowing forward a little to bring that stretch into other areas of the hips. If you would like to play around with or practice lotus, we're going to go half lotus first. I always like to go in stages. So we're going to bring the left leg under, bringing your heel right in close to your groin. So almost goes in to plug into that area. And then we're going to take hold of the right ankle and just move the knee back and forth and bring your awareness into your hip. So you're having that proprioceptive conversation with your body, awakening your hip, maybe going little circles in that area, because that is where all the rotation is going to come from. And you do have a little bit of movement through the knee. That's natural, that the knee can move a little bit, but most of it should come from your hip. So as you start to move into half lotus, we'll raise the heel up, raise the foot up, and then we'll bring the heel down to place it just above the other heel, bringing that heel right into our lower abdominal region. And then the top of your foot sits in your inner thigh. So then you find yourself in half lotus position. And as you feel your feet stacked in this position, you might notice that it gives you this nice lift through your spine, which is why it's excellent for practicing meditation and pranayama traditionally. One more breath here. Good, and let's carefully unravel that foot. Now we'll do right foot under, bringing that heel right into the groin area, and then just being mindful of your hip, taking hold of your left foot, raising the foot up and taking the knee back and forth, rocking the baby, and maybe in some circular motions to lubricate into your hip. And again, just mind, body, hip, we are one. Okay, and then raising your foot up and carefully place the top of your foot down on your thigh so it nice and softly kind of sits into the flesh of your thigh, and then your heels become almost stacked upon one another. And then taking your hands to your knees. We'll stay here for about another 3 breaths. And just practicing patience with each breath. Which is what we'll be doing in Dancer Pose too, practicing patience as we coordinate and hold. Okay, release. So if you like, you can practice either one, whichever side felt a little bit tighter, you can repeat that same side again. Or if you'd like to go into full lotus, whichever foot feels more accessible being on top, I would go for it. Usually we have one side that you just feel more natural, the way that we tie our legs together. So you just have a play around and feel which one feels best for you. So you're going the same motion again, but this time we're taking one foot on top of the thigh, and then the other foot just slots right on top of the opposite thigh as well. So now your heels are sitting alongside one another, both knees working down toward the floor. And take your hands to your knees. Spine is nice and lifted. Soften into your face. And breathe another couple of breaths. Good. Exhaling completely. Lower your top foot carefully. And lower your bottom foot and give your legs a shake. Nice. All right, let's make our way up to standing at the top of our mat for 3 rounds of sun salutations. Standing with your feet together, arms down by your sides, grounding down into your feet. On your next inhale, reaching up, bringing your palms together, looking to your thumbs, feeling your spine lift. Exhaling, folding forward, hands to the earth. Inhaling, flat back, maybe hands slide up the shins or fingertips to the floor. Exhale, hands to the floor, and jump or step back into plank position. Lower down. Inhaling either cobra or upward dog. Exhaling to lift back into downward dog. Feel free to do a little bit of a warm-up, paddle out of your heels, and just check your foundation, that your fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide. Press the floor away, lifting into your hips. And then we'll just finish with 1 breath with heels toward the floor. Exhale completely. And look between your hands. Jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up, palms come together. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, jump or step back into plank. Lower down. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Holding here for 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale completely. Look between your hands and jump or step your feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lower your arms. Final round, inhaling up. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back into plank. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, downward dog. Holding here, 3 breaths. Lifting through your hips, anchoring down through your heels. And as you come to your final exhale, look in between your hands, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Take a breath. Just taking a moment to tune into and appreciate all that beautiful circulation happening. Nice. Now staying right where you are. Inhale, bending through the knees, scooping the arms up, sweeping the arms up, I should say. And finding yourself in chair pose. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. Dropping down into your hips, pressing down into your feet nice and strong, and simultaneously reaching up into your fingertips. And 5. Okay, lower your arms, coming back to standing, taking hold of your right foot and bring your right heel into your hip. So you're coming into a standing thigh stretch. So the more you press your heel to your hip, and the more you press that same hip forward, the more you'll feel the stretch through your thigh. Excellent. Now slowly release, taking the knee forward, interlocking your hands in front of your knee, hugging your knee in, gazing at a point in front of you for balance. And now releasing with control, we're going to flex the right foot, sweeping the leg back, coming into warrior 3. So the hips try and stay nice and level as you press back into your heel, keeping both legs engaged strongly. For more of a challenge, you can take your arms forward, otherwise keeping them down by your sides. Navel drawing in, squeeze through the hips to stabilize the pelvis. 1 more breath here. Now exhaling, lowering your arms as you lower your leg, coming back to stand in mountain. Take a breath. Now let's repeat on the other side. So bending your left knee, taking hold of your foot. And find your balance first. Then press your heel into your hip, and then press your hip forward and get that nice stretch through the left thigh. Carefully release your foot, keeping your leg up off the floor, taking your knee forward, interlocking your hand in front of your left knee, giving a nice little hug, drawing your knee in toward your torso. And then when you're ready, release. Extend your leg forward, flexing your foot, and then we're going to sweep the leg back. Lower your torso forward, coming forward into warrior 3. Keeping that left hip rolling down, squeeze through the hips, nice and strong through your legs, navel drawing in, reaching forward into your fingertips and extending back into your back heel. Good. Couple more breaths here. And with control, lower your arms, lower your leg, come back up to standing, and take a breath. Very nice. Okay, let's flow down to downward dog. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Coming back into downward dog, holding here for 5 breaths. And steadying your breath. Pressing the floor away. And lift and lengthen into your hips. Feeling that nice stretch through the backs of your legs as you lengthen your heels down toward the floor. One more breath here. Good. Now walking your hands back and with your feet hip distance apart, as they probably are already from downward dog. Folding forward, taking your fingers around your toes or hands to your legs, wherever they feel comfortable. And going into a forward fold, holding here for 5 breaths. So depending on your mood or how you feel or what you need from your practice today, you can make it a nice relaxed, soft, bent leg kind of forward fold. Or if you feel like something with a little more energy, a little more discipline, you can go into a nice deep forward fold with straight legs. One more breath here. Good. And release. Walking your hands forward again into downward dog. Take a breath in downward dog. And then inhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands and drop your back knee down. Flatten your back foot, taking your taking your hands to your front knee and drop down into your hips. Taking your time to come into the hip stretch, allowing yourself time to settle in. And then further still, taking your arms up, raising them above your head as you allow your hips to descend toward the floor. One more breath here. Good. Hands to the floor. Come into a half split position. So take your hips back, straighten out through the front leg, flexing your toes back toward you as you fold your torso forward. Good. And inhale, come forward into the same lunge position. We're going to clasp our hands behind us and just go into a bit of a gentle chest and shoulder stretch. So clasping the hands together. If you've got your belt handy and you want to hold your belt and go into the similar kind of movements we were doing before, you might want to explore that. It also feels really good. Just one more breath there. And then release your hands. Stepping back into downward dog. Take a breath. And stepping your left foot forward. Drop your back knee down. Finding your way into a nice deep lunge. Feeling your hips stretching. And lift up out of your waistline. Floating the arms up. Reaching up. Lengthening through your spine. Hips are moving downward. Your breath is flowing. Inhale and exhale. Hands come to the floor. Shift your hips back, straighten out through your front leg, coming into a half split position. And taking your hips forward again, lifting the torso and interlocking your hands behind you or taking your belt, opening up through the chest. Good. Slowly release, hands to the floor, and step back into plank. Lower your knees to the floor. Taking your knees out wide and your big toes together, walking your hands forward, lowering your chest to the floor. Staying here for a few more breaths. And when you're ready, making your way back up to a seated position. And let's go downward dog. Jump the feet forward and come all the way back up to standing. And step your feet out wide. Turning the right toes out and the left toes in, finding your way into triangle pose. Taking your arms out at shoulder height, reaching out to the right, lowering your hand to your foot, and stacking your left arm above. Drawing in through your navel and staying really active through your legs so your thighs are engaged. Press down strongly into your feet. Good. Keep breathing. And lifting all the way back up to standing. Switching over to the left side now, bringing your right toes in and your left toes out. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, reaching out to the left, sliding your hips to the right, lowering your hand down to rest on your ankle, a block, the floor. Reaching into the top fingertips. Good. Actively pressing down into your feet. Lifting your thighs. Lifting the kneecaps. Good. And inhale, come all the way up. Now this time, bring your feet back to neutral, and then we'll swivel them both to face the right. Taking your hands to your hips, and fold forward over your front leg, bringing your hands to blocks or to the floor as you fold forward over your right leg. Press down into your back heel and lengthen through your spine. And now lifting up, coming up out of the pose, hands to your hips. Let's swivel around to the left. Lengthen through the spine, fold through the hips. Hands come to the floor or blocks, folding forward. Really press down into your back foot. And equally press down into your front foot. And notice how that helps to engage the muscles through your legs. One more breath here. Alrighty, lifting up, coming back up to center, rotating back to center, and heel toeing your feet together. Take a breath. Good. Okay, we're going to go into dancer pose now. Take your belt. We're going to go through some progressions to find our way there. So we'll make a loop with our belt by looping it through the buckle and then back out the other side. So you've got a kind of lasso. You've got a bit of a lasso type of a situation. Doesn't really matter how big or small it is, just big enough to hook your foot in. So then we'll come to anywhere on your mat where you feel comfortable and balanced. If you like, you can have a yoga chair in front of you or a wall next to you for assisting with balance. So what we'll do is, first thing is to just bring your awareness to your balance on your left foot. So starting with the foot in the loop, the right foot in the loop of the belt. And we're just going to take the foot back, but you've got to keep some tension on your belt so that it doesn't slip out. And we're going to take the belt over our shoulder. So it's what it looks like from the front, just literally over the shoulder. And see what you have here now is this lever. So this is what gives you access to the experience of dancer pose, which is traditionally 2 hands clasping your back foot over your head. So let's progressively just build up into the pose. Anytime you feel like you need to take a break from balancing as well, just release your foot out of the belt and relax. So let's get moving into it. So we'll take the foot up, and just with your belt over your shoulder, get used to this experience and tilt your torso forward and lift up again. And you can progressively raise the foot a little higher, and maybe having 2 hands on your belt, lifting the foot. So you don't have to be completely passive in the belt. You can also actively raise your foot, pressing your foot out against the belt, and release. Let's lower down and just give our standing foot a bit of a rest. So now you can practice that same experience again, or you can go for taking the belt to run over the back of the middle of your head and clasp the belt with 2 hands. So that way you get this full lift experience of dancer pose. So let's go. So taking the foot behind. This time, instead of going over the shoulder, we're going to go over the head, gripping the belt with 2 hands, and just being confident. If you feel like you're going to topple, just let go of the belt and you'll be fine. Step out of it. And raising your foot up, gazing at a point in front of you, bringing a real micro bend into that standing leg to help you balance. And raising the foot up, strong through the hips. Breathe as you hold. And slowly release. And take a break. Exhilarating. Now let's go progressively through the other side. So getting your left foot in the belt and just getting comfortable and oriented with balancing on your right foot first. Grounding down through the big toe to the little toe, the pads of your feet, your heel, getting nice and one with the earth beneath you, gazing at a point in front of you, and then just taking your foot behind you. With the belt. We'll start by taking your belt over your shoulder and tilt your torso forward. A micro bend in the standing leg as you take your torso forward and back, and then maybe start to move your foot a little higher, a little closer, and lifting through the chest as you bow the torso forward, still keeping your chest lifted. Good. When you're ready, slowly release, take a break. Good. Okay, either practicing that modification again or taking your belt over the top of your head, clasping with 2 hands and raising the leg up. Tilting the torso forward but keeping the chest lifted. Lifting through the foot. And releasing whenever you're ready to come out of the pose. Let's put our belt down and see if we can have a go at practicing dancer pose without a prop, purely for the experience. Doesn't matter how it looks. If you can hold your foot, grabbing hold of your foot, raising your left arm out in front, right foot is back, and taking your leg up, pressing your foot into your hand as you send your foot up, keeping that right hip rolling down as you lengthen the leg back and up. Good. One more breath. Release. Take a break. A breath break. And when you're ready, switching to the other side. Taking hold of your left foot. Extending your right arm forward. Finding a spot to gaze at. Rounding down through that supporting foot. Micro bend through the knee. I'm going to use my wall a little bit here. Sending the foot up, keeping the left hip rolling down. And slowly lower your arm, your leg. And find yourself in mountain pose, just opening yourself up, relax, let go. Notice how your body feels after practicing this technique. Wonderful. All right, let's find our way down to the floor. Ah, yes. And we'll go into just a small, gentle counter pose, mainly working with our lower back and our hips. So hugging your knees to your chest, relaxing your head and shoulders to the floor, and making circles with your hips. Circles with your knees, circling, gliding through the hips, changing directions whenever you feel like it. And bring your knees back to center, hugging your knees in toward your chest, and raising your forehead. Lengthening your tailbone down toward the floor. Good. Relax, head and shoulders. Taking hold of your feet, coming into happy baby. Shoulders down away from your ears, pressing into the soles of your feet, lengthening your tailbone down. Good. Now lower your left sole of your foot to the floor, bringing your right ankle to the top of your left knee. Coming into a supine pigeon stretch. Raising your legs up, interlocking your hands behind your left thigh, drawing your legs in toward your torso as you use your elbow to press your right knee away to increase the stretch through the right outer hip. Welcoming the nice strong sensations of this deep stretch and pacifying the sensations with a nice steady breath. And release. Place your right foot on the floor and take your left ankle to the top of your right thigh. Interlock your hands behind your right leg. Drawing your legs in. Using your left elbow to press the knee away. And relax. Plant both feet on the floor. Taking your feet out as wide as your mat, allow your knees to drop in. Relax for a moment. Just like we did one-legged hero at the beginning of our practice, we're going to do a supine version of that. So dropping the right knee down, allowing your foot to come to the outside of your hip. So right knee down toward the floor. And you might feel your lower back start to lift to help compensate for the knee dropping toward the floor. So it's up to you. Just explore what feels most beneficial for you without straining your knee. But you might find you get more of a stretch if you allow your knee to move toward the floor, but you're also encouraging your lower back down toward the mat. And release. Bring your right foot to the floor, to the outer edge of your mat, and lower your left knee down. And then just bringing your right foot in a little closer as needed, and your left foot close to the outside of your left hip. And just coming back to that experience of maybe encouraging your lower back down toward the floor to increase the stretch through the hip and thigh. Okay. And slowly release. Bring both feet to the floor. Just give your knees a little rock. We're going to do one more similar oriented spinal twist that has a little bit of a back bend in it again. So this time, taking your left leg out straight and your right leg up and over across your body. So just getting into that traditional spinal twist position, but allowing your back hip to just completely come up off the floor, bending through the left leg to grab hold of your foot and drawing your foot in toward your hip as you lower your right shoulder down toward the floor. So you've got a spinal twist and a hip and thigh stretch. Maybe taking your left hand to take hold of your right knee, sliding it up toward your torso. Excellent. Release. And from there, just going straight into a regular spinal twist by drawing the top shoulder back and the right knee down toward the floor. And come back to center. And take a breath. Straighten out through the right leg, bending the left knee, taking it all the way across your body to the floor. And then bending through the right knee, taking hold of your foot. Right hand comes to grip the knee and slide the left knee, up toward your torso as you keep that my rights and lefts are completely crisscrossed. So bring your right heel in toward your right hip and starting to peel that top shoulder back and down toward the floor. And release. Straightening out through the right leg. And then taking the left arm out at shoulder height, shoulder toward the floor, and gently encouraging the left knee down toward the floor with the right hand. Release. Roll yourself back to center. Maybe give your knees a little rock from side to side to release through your lower back. And straighten your legs out. Arms down by your sides and turn your palms up. Implementing any props or comfortable things you like to have for Shavasana. And then just settling in, resting in complete awareness, still in a practice mindset of finding a balance of effort and surrender in this position. Feeling the entire back of your body getting heavier and heavier. And feeling as if the entire front of your body is getting lighter and lighter. Noticing how your mind and body feel after your practice. And also just noticing how good it feels after your practice to have that kind of organic upliftment, something that we tend to seek throughout our day. A little pick-me-up here and there. And this is such a beautiful, sustained way of feeling that sense of lightness in the mind, that really gentle and soft sense of contentment. And the little wins that you had throughout your practice. Biggest one being showing up on your mat and staying for the full hour. Working through any resistance that may have come up prior to practice and throughout our practice as we face little internal challenges or physical obstacles. Just noticing, witnessing the genuine goodness that manifests throughout all those elements of our practice. And then taking your awareness all the way down to the soles of your feet. Relax your toes and relax the soles of your feet. Feeling your heels getting heavier and heavier. Soften into your ankles. And soften into your calf muscles. Feeling your shin bones to be heavy. Relax your knees. And relax your thighs. The tops of your thighs, your inner thighs and outer thighs, and your hamstrings. Relax your left hip and your right hip. Feeling your pelvis to be soft and relaxed. Begin to relax into your lower belly, then up through your midsection, relaxing all the way to the top of your abdomen and the diaphragm, feeling your entire belly to be soft and relaxed. Relax into your chest. softening into your ribs and all the muscles in between each rib. Relax into your heart center, feeling your heart to be soft and light. Feeling your collarbones broadening and releasing. Relax the tops of your shoulders and down and around your shoulder blades. Relax your upper arms, your elbows, and your forearms. Feeling your wrists to be soft. Your hands are soft and your fingers are gently curled. Now moving your awareness to your lower back. Feel your sacrum broadening and releasing. And relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Your head is heavy and your face is soft. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. Nothing else to do and nowhere else to be, just rest. Now slowly reawakening your body by wriggling your fingers and toes, rocking your head from side to side, and rolling over onto your left side. And pressing yourself up to sit with as little disruption to your body as possible. We'll finish chanting a few rounds of the mantra Gauranga, just joining in as you feel comfortable. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Now bringing our palms together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to one another, and bowing our heads to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.